Tonight, Donald Trump doing damage control. He's hyping his social media platform. It's called Truth, hyping it because the shares have plunged. The company said it lost over $58 million last year. I mean, it's barely even been public. The stock today down another 5%, despite multiple rants from Trump, including in part, quote, all the competitors to Truth Social, especially those in the radical left Democrats party who are failing at every level, like to use their vaunted disinformation machine to try to convince people, and it's not easy to do, that truth is not such a big deal. I think truth is amazing. First of all, and this is the crucial part, and it is very solid, having over $200 million in cash and zero debt. Up front now, Dan Allen.
Is nothing. On Twitter, he had over 80 million followers, and that was just him. The overall company had hundreds of millions of active users. This is a tiny, tiny minnow in an ocean of a social media company. And what's especially troubling for investors is if you look at the growth trajectory of it, it's not adding many users. And so normally if you had a company that was generating...
Welcome to Live News, folks. Today we're diving into some juicy headlines that have the potential to spark some serious debate. Picture this: a billionaire media mogul calling out Trump's company as a scam run by a con man with investors labeled as dopes. Shocking, right? But hold on, these aren't my words. They're straight from the mouth of Barry Diller, someone who knows a thing or two about a good investment. And if that's not enough drama for you, buckle up, because we're about to explore the unraveling saga of Truth Social, Trump's latest venture that's already taking a hit, losing a staggering $1 billion in just 1 week, courtesy of the SEC. But here's the kicker. What if Truth Social ends up mirroring the infamous downfall of Trump's once glorious casinos? Stick around as we delve into the eerie similarities and potential implications of this unfolding story. So, are we witnessing history repeat itself, or is there more to the tale? Let's find out together. The day after Easter, Donald Trump, who often compares himself to Jesus Christ, revealed the truth about his social network, Truth Social. But instead of setting him free, it ended up costing him a whopping $1 billion. The stock price of Truth Social plummeted by 21%. Well, that's what Trump gets for taking a business public. The SEC is an agency with which Trump seldom interacts because his businesses are almost always privately held. It's easier to keep secrets at a private business. The bad news came through official paperwork filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. According to these documents, Truth Social, this was initially valued at around $8 billion. When it first hit the stock market last week, actually lost $58 million last year. Shockingly, its revenue was only about $4 million. And here's the kicker. Truth Social expects to keep losing money for quite some time. By the end of Monday's trading, its value had dropped to $6.7 billion. Still a pretty high number, but definitely not what they were hoping for.
Happening now, seconds ago, the stock market's open, and what you're looking at right there, a live look at Donald Trump's social media company, Trump Media, down nearly 3% so far in trading today. The market's opened literally 40 seconds ago. This after he lost almost 20% yesterday, $1 billion on paper yesterday, plus a little so far today. Matt Egan is here with me to watch this and explain what happened yesterday. Why did it drop so much?
Well, John, today looks more like a dip than a dive, but anything can happen with this stock. It is subject to wild moves, right? Don't blink, because you could miss a 10% move in either direction. Yesterday, as you mentioned, this stock lost almost a quarter of its value in one day. That means...
If you're curious about the specifics of what happened to Trump's casinos, let's delve into the details, complete with facts and figures. The final company Trump took public back in 1995 was Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts. Trump served as its chief executive from 2000 to 2005, but it didn't turn out well. During his tenure, the company consistently lost money every year. According to a 2016 investigation by Drew Harwell in the Washington Post, the stock price plummeted from $35 to a mere 17 cents. To make matters worse, in 2004, Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts had to file for bankruptcy. The 6 bankruptcies were the result of over-leveraged hotel and casino businesses in Atlantic City and New York. Trump Taj Mahal, 1991. Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino, 1992. Plaza Hotel, 1992. Trump Castle Hotel and Casino, 1992. Trump Hotels and Casino Resorts, 2004. And Trump Entertainment Resorts, 2009. On a brighter note for Trump, he managed to walk away with a hefty $44 million in total salary, bonuses, and other compensation. You might be wondering why Trump avoids taking his businesses public. Well, it's because when a company is public, it's much harder to deceive the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, compared to a privately held business. Publicly traded companies have to follow extensive reporting requirements, making it more likely that any dishonesty will be noticed and punished. The CC has a high success rate in catching wrongdoing, with about a 90% success rate in administrative law proceedings and a 69% success rate in court proceedings. In fact, back in 2002, the SEC caught Trump submitting questionable earnings numbers for Trump hotels and casino resorts. Trump ended up settling the matter for an undisclosed sum. However, the real losers in Trump's casino business were the public, the hardworking individuals who depended on those businesses for their livelihoods.
Shifted personal debts to the casinos and collected millions of dollars in salary, bonuses, and other payments. The burden of his failures fell on investors and others who had bet on his business acumen. Russ Buettner, who suffered? Do you tell stories of the people who got hurt in this massive failure in Atlantic City?
Yeah, there were large categories of people, several large categories. One were people who worked on the initial Taj Mahal. That bankruptcy, they really shorted contractors who were actually owed money. They had performed work, they hadn't been paid, and they negotiated very, very small amounts for those people to be paid. We quoted one person in the article whose father almost lost their business, took 30 cents on the dollar for the work he had done on the Taj. The other big categories were bondholders and stockholders. Now, some of those, as Mr. Trump has said, were sophisticated investors who should have been able to look at the balance sheet and see what they were getting into. Others were people who actually had their retirement income invested in these.
The fundamental question at hand is, what lies ahead for Truth Social given the current scenario? Renowned billionaire media executive Barry Diller had some blunt words regarding the fate of Truth Social. Diller, known for his successful ventures like 20th Century Fox and the creation of the Fox network, didn't hold back during an appearance on CNBC. He scoffed at the idea of Truth Social's success, pointing out its lack of revenue and dismissing its potential value, even if Trump were to return to the White House. Diller's take on the matter was crystal clear. It's ridiculous. He suggested that Trump's current appeal lies more in entertainment than in business prowess, humorously stating, "I hope if he does get elected, he just plays golf for 4 years."
I got a question, not a political question about former President Trump, but actually a business question about Truth Social. You've seen the stock on the move in this, I'll call it remarkable, maybe even crazy way.
Just say 2 words, GameStop.
GameStop. That's what you think is going on here.
It's ridiculous.
The
company has no revenue.
But do you think it could ever be a bigger business? Do you think if he wins the presidency, it becomes
Why?
I'm asking.
Why would it be bigger? Look, he's only interesting now because he's out there entertaining the folks. I hope if he does get elected, he just plays golf for 4 years. But
so do you think that all of the investors in this are getting scammed? Do you think they think this is a transference of wealth from one side to the other, and that's the goal? What do you think is happening?
I think they're dopes. I mean, who would buy a company that literally has, I think, what does it have? $30 of revenue? Why would you how could you put a value on it? They're buying it for other reasons, just like they bought theaters when there was no theater business, or they bought GameStop or whatever. It's stupid. It's stupid stuff.
It was 1,000 times revenue, I think. I think it was wasn't it $4 million? It was
$4 million in revenue. That's $4 million in revenue. It's ridiculous. I'm not saying it's not real.
$4 million.
Why are you even talking about this? It's a scam, just like everything he's ever been involved in is some sort of con.
Truth Social's parent company, Trump Media and Technology Group, went public recently through a merger with Digital World Acquisition Corp. While initially soaring to above $79 per share on its first trading day, the stock quickly tumbled to $62 by the end of the week and further dropped to $46 on Thursday. As we wrap up, it's clear that the fate of Truth Social hangs in the balance, with skepticism looming large. Will it soar to success or crash like Trump's previous endeavors? Only time will tell. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on the latest developments. And as always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed. And